When we think of the word peace, what does it mean? In this video, I'm going to geek out a little bit on this concept, but I want to invite you to think about it more in your internal state, because there's only so much we can do. We're part of a larger hologram with larger things going on than just what we come up with as an individual. That said, the results that happen when we focus within defy what we currently understand as far as cause and effect. So, getting into it, when we think of the word peace, usually we'll think of a lack of strife or drama or war. On the grand scale, it's war, nations not fighting against each other, big weapons not being used to hurt people. But on the individual level, what does peace mean? A quietness within the spirit, a quietness within the mind, a gentleness in the emotions, perhaps. So, because of where we've come from and because of where our world currently is, peace can sometimes seem a little boring to nervous systems conditioned through generations and generations and millennia of drama, trauma, stress, and strife. But when we stop and get quiet and choose to no longer put energy toward the drama, trauma, stress, and strife, we find out that new things start to grow in the stillness. If you even look at our scientific method right now, it's pretty much try to crush the thing and crush the thing and crush the thing. And if it survives, then you can give it a moment of attention and it might be worth your while. But there are plenty of plants that can't grow if you crush them in the seed stage or in the sprout stage. That doesn't mean that they're not worthy of letting grow until they can bear fruit or become the thing that you're going to build with or make medicine with. So, what you'll find is once you start cultivating peace inside as a way of being, new things start to emerge. This also goes, for instance, with your sleep schedule. So many people are walking around because our culture is one that runs on go till exhaustion and then you can rest. So, when you start maintaining a good sleep schedule, maybe for a couple weeks, maybe for a month, what you'll find is that your brain starts producing new stuff. Your body is capable of healing and producing new movements, new growth, new relaxation, new skills that you weren't capable of before. And luckily, we've now come to a place in terms of technology and in terms of understanding of how the world works that we have the option to explore these things where we didn't before. So, when we take peace as a baseline, because before we took the opposite of peace as a baseline, and peace was the way out. So, when peace is the baseline, what can be born? What can happen? Even from a multidimensional galactic angle, for those of y'all who like to geek out about this stuff with me, there is a theory that I've heard and that holds true in my opinion and awareness that in order to understand interplanetary travel, so this is thinking of Earth like an island in an ocean. And if the island, the people on the island, which are people of Earth, people of Gaia, us, if they don't understand how to make canoes big enough to cross the sea, they think that nobody can make canoes big enough to cross the sea. And they believe that the whole concept of being able to cross the sea is impossible. But that doesn't mean that somewhere, someone else who maybe has just been around longer hasn't figured that out and can do it. And the theory that I've heard and that rings true in my being, and y'all can let me know in the comments if you feel like this is true as well, is that while our brains will still hold the concept of war, of competition, of survival of the fittest, of someone must lose in order for someone else to win, while we hold that as a given in our consciousness, our brains cannot understand the technology of how to travel off planet, of how to move multidimensionally in the correct way to let us become part of the greater community that's bigger than just Earth. And this is true for instance, in the Master Key system, which I've been reading to y'all in another series of videos. They talk about the concept of water displacement and how for thousands of years, people thought that you had to build a boat with things that floated in order for the boat to float. And what we realized eventually was that displacement was the point. So now we can build with heavy materials like metal and it will still float because it displaces enough water to balance it out. Or the new skateboards, well, new, they're not that new anymore, but shows have been around for a while. The skateboards that run on one wheel rather than four wheels. And you once had to on the four wheels, push and push yourself to go, where now with the one wheel, all you have to do is lean and shift your weight and it goes on its own. There are concepts like that that our brains cannot get until we have peace as a baseline. And even on an individual level, once you start embracing peace as a baseline, things change. So I encourage you to start to do this, to, in your own mind and in your own energy field, when you feel the opportunity to either go toward strife or strain, or the feeling that someone has to lose in order for someone else to win, just try to release that, release the grip of that, and instead find that internal place of peace. And that can take breath work, that can be meditation and visualization, that can be even more physical things like making sure you're well hydrated. Drinking enough water alone will change your vibe in one day, as well as your skin health and your gut health. Or taking a nap, or getting into nature to regulate your nervous system, or exercising, and so on. If you start doing that rather than trying to win or beat someone else down or even beat yourself down, just try it for a week, just try it for 2 weeks and see what starts to bloom inside of you. Because peace is an opening to a whole new dimension, you guys, a whole new world that you can't see. Even though it's right there, you can't see it if you still think that the old way is the way and the only way. So try it for yourself. This is something that you just have to experience to really know. But think about it. If you're someone who believes that it's just the way that it is for things to crash and for someone to lose in order for someone else to win, or for any derivative of that, challenge your own beliefs a little bit and see, does it have to be that way? Because here we are at this great dawning of a bunch of new technology that is still not as linked up as it will be. Wait for another 10 or 20 years and see what we start to come up with as far as actual tech, as far as earth cleansing and healing tech, as far as people healing tech. It's going to get wild, you guys. So let's be on the wave of this by starting to dream new ways, using peace, the concept of health and thriving, and the ability to heal and to enjoy your life as the baseline. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. All right. Much love, you guys. Bye.